Are you actually going to impose these tariffs, or are they a negotiating tactic?
Donald Trump this morning posted that he had a nice dinner with Justin Trudeau from the great state of Canada on Meet the Press this weekend. He also bandied about the same idea that Canada could join the U.S. How do you plan to negotiate with someone who doesn't seem to be taking Canada seriously right now?
I am really clear about Canada. I know how lucky I am to be Canadian. I know what a great country we live in. And without, being appropriately Canadian, nice to other countries, I want to say Canada is the greatest country in the world. I'm very clear on that. All of us are very clear on that.
Mr. Trump brought this up at the dinner with the Prime Minister. He's now subsequently made references to this 3 times. Do you think he's actually serious about this idea of Canada joining the U.S.?
Mackenzie, that is a question really for the president-elect. I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm actually shocked to realize that Canadians are taking Trump's words seriously. When you take a look at what Trump posted today, it's putting some of these people on a state they never expected. Donald Trump is trolling Justin Trudeau as the governor of the state of Canada. This is what he posted. It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our in-depth talks on tariff trade, the result of which will be truly spectacular for all. Trump posted this, and Justin Trudeau is having sleepless night. He is even regretting sending out a message for people who vote conservatives into power like they are coming in to cause chaos.
President-elect Trump got elected on a commitment to make life better and more affordable for Americans. And I think people south of the border are beginning to wake up to the reality that tariffs on everything from Canada would make life a lot more expensive for Americans. So that's part of the argument. The other part is we will, of course, as we did 8 years ago, respond to unfair tariffs in a number of ways. And we're still looking at the right ways to respond. But our responses to the unfair steel and aluminum tariffs were what ended up lifting those tariffs last time. It wasn't that Americans were paying more for their steel and aluminum, although that was annoying to some people in the States. It was the fact that we put tariffs on bourbon and Harley-Davidsons and playing cards and Heinz ketchup and cherries and a number of other things that were very carefully targeted because they were politically impactful to the president's party and colleagues, was how we were able to punch back in a way that was actually felt by Americans. But we know a few things about Donald Trump. First of all, we know that when he says these things, he means them. But at the same time, we also know that his approach will often be to challenge people, to destabilize a negotiating partner, to offer uncertainty and even sometimes a bit of chaos into the well-established hallways of democracies and institutions. And one of the most important things for us to do is not to freak out, not to panic. Now, knowing that, yes, these would be absolutely devastating means we have to take them seriously, but it does mean we have to be thoughtful and strategic. Not go around making our opponent's arguments for him, but making our arguments in a significant and united way.
Yes, when you take a look at all the leaders are now freaking out on social media, you had Justin Trudeau. He believes what Trump says, though we are seeing it like jokes. I don't get it. Trump putting these things is just to make fun. I don't understand why these people are taking it to this level. According to this video, Green Party leader Elizabeth May says Trump jokes about Canada becoming the fifth state make her increasingly nervous. May add that it is crucial not to let Fox News or Trump's social media exploit Canada. It is important. Let me show you.
Trump on his Truth Social this morning greeted the Prime Minister as the governor of the 51st state, something along that line. Have you seen that? Do you have any thoughts about that, about the dynamics of the relationship?
I haven't seen that, but so I probably should comment. Just that with the Truth Social post of Donald Trump planting a Canadian flag on a Canadian mountain, I have to say that to the extent that this 51st state thing was a joke, it's not funny. And I find that pursuing it on social media makes me increasingly nervous. Mr. Trump has, we have to be very, very careful with the president-elect, and we have to pull together, I think, all opposition party leaders and premiers, all elements of the Canadian political establishment, such as we are, better pull together to make sure we don't create any cracks that allow Fox News or Mr. Trump's social media to exploit us and say things about Canada that aren't true.
Look at how she's nervous. She is really taking this to a level that I don't even understand. Don't allow Fox News or Trump exploit Canada. And Canadians on social media are freaking out, especially putting out clips on TikTok. I've seen a couple of videos where they are concerned with this. They are even angry that their media is not talking about what Trump is doing.
What I'm about to show you is a real post that Trump wrote on social media just last night, and the fact that this isn't getting talked about enough is absolutely crazy. He says, "It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our in-depth talks on tariffs and trade, the results of which will be truly spectacular for all. Donald J. Trump." Now, can someone who's a Republican try to tell me why they're okay with this? Because if Biden posted something like this, or if Obama posted something like this, Republicans and the mainstream media would be all over them for it, because what an embarrassment that would be for the President of the United States to threaten one of our closest allies like that. But because people love Trump's mean social media posts, suddenly it's all just jokes, right? Trump didn't mean to actually call Trudeau the governor of the 51st state of America, just like he didn't mean to say he wanted to impose extremely high tariffs on imported goods, or the part where he didn't mean to say what he said during his NBC interview the other night about how he can't guarantee that the economy isn't going to crash. Trump's second term is already chaos, and he isn't even president yet. The fact that Republicans are okay with the president threatening our neighbor like Canada over social media is absolutely humiliating, and hopefully enough Republicans will realize that this is not what they voted for.
So Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, just responded to Donald Trump's tariff proposals, and he said that Canada could very well hit Donald Trump back with tariffs of their own. So here's what he told the crowd in Canada last night at a press conference, quote, "We will, of course, as we did 8 years ago, respond to unfair tariffs," end quote. And then he went on to talk about how Canada tariffed things like bourbon, Harley Davidson, Heinz ketchup, and cherries during Donald Trump's administration.
Justin Trudeau knows what Trump wants: secure the border. If Justin Trudeau can secure the border and allow this to stop, there is no need to panic. Saying, "Oh, we will do this, it is crazy. Trump cannot just jump in if things are moving on. People are not entering here and there and put tariffs. Justin Trudeau should secure the border. That is what Trump wants, and that is simple. So, taking or selecting tariffs or retaliations against your border is insane. He should focus, see what to do to resolve what is going on. That is simple. People say Trump joking about it on social media is not important. Now they are talking about if Trump was not putting this post, maybe you will not even see people like this. party leaders in Canada coming out to talk about that. To me, it is important.
I might be deported because I'm a naturalized citizen.
Past the hour, President-elect Trump is vowing to pardon the January 6th.
After her, she's going to fight back, and it is going to be our job to protect her.
I want to read you what Liz Cheney had.
We'll try to put you in jail.
Ourselves and our family.
He bounced back that Kamala never won.
Destroying records is unfounded, but Cheney responded to the president-elect's threats, and we have to put this out there. She said in this statement, she called them a continuation of his assault on the rule of law.
That is just a clear indication.
It's mind-blowing.
It's so bananas. Like,
main difference between the left and the right.
It must be such a strange thing. It is for me, for someone who has kind of complained.
And I ask myself, which political party has made my life worse? It's not the Republican Party.
He was doing the Trump dance, and I'm sure you've seen that evolve over the last. As you look right there, how do you describe your husband's dance moves?
Oh, this is very special.
It's a very good chance of that.
Many years ago. Then the decisive result of this election gives us not just an answer to the question as to what Americans want to do.
Let's keep validating the same outlets.
It was an excellent conversation.
Justin Trudeau broke the border. We didn't have these problems before Justin Trudeau.
Does anybody else think it's funny how Donald Trump has officially done more for Canada and he's not even in office yet?
I had a good call with Donald Trump last night again.
Trudeau is at the end of his time.
The Prime Minister dances while Montreal burns.
Max officers and the Prime Minister was nowhere to be found.
Have a nice Sunday.
Doing this. That's what she did.
NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House.
And Donald Trump will be our next president.
Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
CNN projects that Donald Trump has been elected president, defeating Vice President Kamala Harris and making a political comeback unlike any in modern American politics.
Donald Trump likes my music. Please register to vote.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
Caught Taylor Swift.
Yeah, this song is kind of...
Faith in the rule of law.
Also celebrating was a man who was celebrating